Update: my wife abandoned me to find herself. Original post. My wife Mary's family has a history of dementia, developing memory issues in their mid to late 50s. Her mom, grandmother, and several other relatives on her mom's side have developed dementia. Her mom lived with us for 4 years until earlier this year. Father is dead. Our kids are independent and out of the house. The oldest is in her last semester of college, and the younger enlisted. The last 4 years were tough on us, our kids. Our daughter moved for college but came back for a bit during COVID, and our marriage. Living with someone with dementia is brutal. We had talked a lot over the past year about taking the remaining college funds, our regular savings, selling or renting the house. We were ready to downsize anyway, quitting our jobs, and traveling for a year, or until the money ran out. We just had to wait for her mom to move into a home. I understood her anxiety about developing dementia, and I was burned out. You live through COVID working remote, a wife working remote, a college and high school student taking remote classes, and a mother-in-law with dementia, and see how you hold up. Space finally opened up and we were able to move her mom into a care facility. I finally thought I had a chance to breathe. But when we moved Mary's mom out, Mary's mental health took a huge downward spiral. I went from caring for her mom to caring for her. She felt guilty about putting her mom in a home and had lots of anxiety about developing dementia herself. Our plan was to start our traveling in summer 2024. 2 months ago, I got home and found a note. My friends call it Exhibit A. Basically, she was going on our trip without me. She had quit her job, taken most of the savings, and wasn't sure when she'd be back. Maybe a year, maybe sooner. She knew I'd understand. Her location was turned off and my calls went directly to voice message. I texted the kids a picture of the note. We have our own checking accounts for direct deposits of our paychecks, but we'd transfer most into a joint account to pay the household bills and savings. We both had access to the main savings account. We had joint credit cards we used for household expenses. The 2 cars and mortgage are joint. We both also have our own small savings accounts, our own retirement accounts, equally funded, and our own credit cards for gifts and fun things. I closed all joint cards and accounts. I waited a month to see if she'd come back, hopefully before she spent our savings. After receiving only one text in that first month, I went to a lawyer. She basically said there was very little to do right now, other than change the beneficiaries of my retirement accounts and life insurance. Yay, my wife gets nothing else if I die alone while she's having her adventures. It was only a month, and there was no way to serve her papers. My lawyer advised me to keep paying the mortgage and the cars. The cost of trying to get a judge to approve the sale of joint assets was more than making payments. I didn't want to ruin my credit by letting one of our cars get repossessed, but I can't sell it because she's on the title. I get random texts and she sporadically posts on Instagram. Of course she has comments turned off. I want to block her so bad, but my lawyer advised me that it's better to maintain a communication channel that's not through our kids. Her last post was from Hawaii. She put in the caption how great a husband I was for letting her take this trip. I'm barely making it, paying 2 cars, a mortgage, household bills, insurance, hoping there are no emergencies because I have no savings. And she's enjoying our trip. F her. I'm so pissed at her. I helped take care of her mom for 4 years, and her, when she fell apart after her mom moved into a memory care home, and she returns the favor by abandoning me. I'll never get to take this trip, and now I have to put off retirement. My only solace is the kids are pissed at her, but they'll probably forgive her eventually. Double F her. I'm no fool, she's hooking up with guys. She looks good, she'll have zero problem getting men. I texted her and asked if she was sleeping around. A week later she responded that she wasn't sure. So, I'm drinking alone on a Friday night and she's somewhere, probably on a beach, enjoying life. Triple F her. Edit. My lawyer has given me a bunch of advice and options. It was just way more than I could possibly include in this post. I could definitely push the issue harder, and I might need to at some point, but all that work is very expensive. Finding her, serving her, getting a judge to sign off, that's not cheap. I'm following up soon and I plan on talking about the savings and my finances. Until I paid all the bills and realized how little was left, it didn't hit me that I had to worry about money. Reading the top comments before the update. Thanking you for letting her take this trip is basically her saying, when I get through living the single life, I'll be coming back to the comfort and security of married life. When she returns, I'd say, welcome home, here are your walking papers. She 100% is under the delusion that she's coming back to a marriage. She's had a few conversations with our daughter, and she's convinced I'll understand and forgive her. Tell your daughter to pass along the message that you're filing for divorce for abandonment and see if this gets you some traction. I don't generally like the idea of going through kids, but they need to have your back on this. Maybe even tell her they'll cut her off as well if she keeps doing this to you and the family. Maybe even start posting about how she's living the good life and let your friends and family know what kind of pickle this has put you in. Everyone probably assumes you're on board if you're not purposefully driving the true narrative. She only hears what she wants. I asked her to send me an address so I could serve her papers. She only told me that we'll work it out when she comes home. The F we will. My daughter tells her all the pain she's causing, but she just says that she only has 5 to 10 years left until she gets dementia. It's impossible to know if she'll even develop dementia, but shouldn't she be spending this time with her family? First update, 1 month later. I'm feeling much more positive now that the financial situation has become a little more manageable. Basically, I'm running up debt that will get paid off when I sell the house. Even with lawyer fees, I have 6 to 8 more months before I have to worry about money, assuming there are no emergencies. My friend's wife gave me some good advice: don't go from being a hero to a villain in your kids' eyes. How I talk about and treat my wife will determine my future relationship with them. I don't give a damn about my wife, but I don't want to make her a sympathetic figure or drive my kids away from both of us. I followed up with the lawyer. Basically, she said we're going to have my wife pay back the savings she took through a reduction in her share of the assets. Any division of assets will include the savings she took. She'll also have to repay the money I spent maintaining the household while she was gone. There's plenty of equity in her share of the house and her retirement plans to cover that. She said that because our finances are so intertwined after nearly 25 years of marriage, my wife is going to get some share of the assets. Best case, she agrees to the terms of the divorce and it's relatively cheap and quick. Otherwise, it gets complicated and expensive. My lawyer gave me a lot of options and ballpark figures on how much I can expect to spend, so I decided to mostly just wait. I got a couple of credit cards with promo rates for purchases and transfers. That gives me breathing room and helps conserve cash. I'll just pay them off when I sell the house. Now that my financial situation is less stressful, I'm actually enjoying her being gone. I'm free to do whatever I want, whenever I want. I don't have to cook or clean or take care of anyone. The house is quiet for the first time I can remember. I love my wife, but her mental health weighed down our marriage. On balance, it was worth it, until now. The first month or so, I expected her to be there whenever I got home. When someone knocked at the door or if I heard noises, I'd think it was her. I'd check the doorbell cam obsessively. I'm not looking forward to her returning. It has to happen eventually, but when she comes back I'll have to deal with her, the divorce, getting the house ready to sell, dividing all our stuff, and finding a new place to live. I'm hoping she'll stay away until after New Year's, but my daughter said she thinks her mom will be home for Christmas, either to stay or visit. My lawyer will have papers ready to serve her. Hopefully, she'll just agree to the terms and continue her travels. People had some great advice. Renting or selling the house, not really feasible right now since I'd have to fix some stuff and get it ready. Plus, since I need a place to live, the amount I'd net each month, rent, mortgage, rent on a new apartment, storage unit, just isn't worth it. My kids' rooms are still full of their stuff, and I don't want to spend the time and effort to clear them out and put everything in storage. Getting a home equity line of credit. This was great advice. I didn't realize I didn't need both people to get a loan. If I need more money, I can go this route. In the short term, the promo rates on the credit cards were cheaper and easier than getting a home equity line of credit. Serving my wife divorce papers, divorce in absentia. This is something I might need to do eventually, but the cost in lawyer fees goes up exponentially in cases like this. I'm comfortable just waiting for now. Checking the phone bill, I did look at her usage and notice that she doesn't post on social media until after she leaves a place. Like when she posted about Hawaii, she made a call that same day that originated in Los Angeles. She posted about a cruise, and I figured out the dates. I even thought about trying to serve her at the port, but it ended a couple of days before she posted. She tried adding international calling to her line, but I blocked it, so she removed her phone from our account. Reading the top comments before the update. Oh my gosh, I am infuriated on your behalf. The audacity of my husband is so great for letting me take this trip. The petty in me hopes she'll be home for Thanksgiving because I want her world to explode. She's told her family she won't be home for Thanksgiving. Nobody told her my daughter and I are spending Thanksgiving with her family, though. She can see the posts of us having a good time without her. Please change the locks on the house so she can't just waltz back in while you are out one day. I'm so angry for you. I've been married for 23 years, and if my husband did this to me, God help anyone between me and him. She left her keys. I changed the code on the security system, the passphrase, and the password. I also found a new hiding place for the emergency key we had in the backyard. Don't let her control the narrative and destroy you financially while she's gallivanting around not giving a F about your struggles. Please take care of yourself and make sure everyone knows what she's doing to you and your family. It might be expensive, but in the long run, getting ahead of this and getting the process started will only help you. Good luck, man. Sorry you're going through this. Everyone that matters knows. My daughter has been talking to her aunt, my wife's youngest sister, a lot. I was worried about my daughter, but it was tough to be there for her at the beginning. Fortunately, she's always had a good relationship with all of her aunts and uncles. It's helped her to talk to people that really know her mother. My sister-in-law told her aunts, uncles, and her brother. She invited us to Thanksgiving. There will be tons of family from my wife's side, and they always take and post tons of pictures. My family and our shared friends know. I don't care about anyone else. Last update. My wife texted me in the middle of December that she'd be home for Christmas. I told her that we, our daughter and I, would be at my brother's. She obviously wasn't welcome. I said I'd leave her car in the driveway and the fob in the backyard. She wasn't allowed in the house unless I was there. She didn't have keys to get in. She ended up spending Christmas with her sister. When we got back, I met with her. I decided not to be overly confrontational because I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of thinking I cared enough to be mad. She was taken aback at how detached I was. I could tell it bothered her that I didn't show her much emotion, not even anger. I just wanted her to agree to a divorce. This is a summary of several different meetings, both with and without her daughter. She still hasn't wanted to meet with her mom alone yet. I asked why she left without telling anyone. She said she didn't want to wait a year, she didn't want anyone talking her out of it, she didn't want to work anymore, and she wanted to leave before her mental health got worse. I'm sure it was mostly because she didn't want me to stop her from taking the money. She knew I would take care of everything with the kids and the house when she left. We had decided on summer 2024 for a few reasons. Packing everything and getting the house ready to sell was going to be a lot of work. We wanted to make sure our daughter graduated college, got a job, and was settled. We wanted to make sure we had money when we got back. We wouldn't have a house, cars, or jobs, so we needed savings to cover the gap while finding work and a place to live. We wanted no worries and no mess waiting for us back home. At some point in our planning, she started questioning, to herself, not to me, whether she ever wanted to go back to our old life. She didn't want to work full-time or buy a house and settle down after we got back. She wasn't sure what she wanted, but she decided she wouldn't figure it out by talking to me. I told her that was the entire reason for taking the trip, to figure those things out together and see what we wanted for the next part of our lives. I asked her why she didn't just get a divorce before she left. That way she wouldn't have had to do this behind our backs, and she still would have had plenty of money without stealing from our joint savings. She claims she didn't want a divorce, that she wanted us to live whatever life she figured out. I told her that's not how marriages work, one person doesn't get to decide for the other. Through talking/texting with our daughter, her family, and seeing my texts and voicemails, she realized I might not forgive her. She was right about that. She admitted she might have to visualize a future without me. This is where I half expected her to say some stupid crap like she was going to blow all her money living in a van making travel vlogs, or that she met some guy who needed money to open an ice cream shop in Alaska. Instead, she said she wants to be a digital nomad, working part-time fully remote and living in new places. She tried to convince me to go with her, but I'll never be able to trust her, and I don't love her anymore. Traveling like that for a few years doesn't sound bad in theory, but she doesn't have a job or any work lined up. She's not in her 20s anymore, and that lifestyle will get old quick. No close friends, no family, no stability. Honestly, I want her to make it work just so she won't be here trying to get back into our lives. 1. How are the kids doing? Our son wouldn't have seen us the entire time she was gone anyway. He only responds to her with very short texts. He told me she wanted to see him, but he said he was too busy and wouldn't be able to get away. He lives in the barracks, so it's an easy excuse to avoid her. My daughter stopped talking/texting her. She's pretty upset. Her worry turned to anger when she realized her mom wasn't having a mental breakdown. She was just being selfish. If her mom was sticking around, they could probably work through it eventually. I just care that my daughter is happy, so whatever she decides, I'll support. 2. Did she spend all the money? About half. I think she realized she needed to figure it out before she completely ran out. 3. Did she sleep with anyone? I didn't ask because I didn't care. Asking would imply I wanted her back or that it would matter. Even though I didn't ask, she claims she didn't. Not sure if she's lying, she might just be saying that because she doesn't want the kids to have another reason to be mad at her. 4. Does she feel bad for what she put us through? She claims she does and wishes she had handled it differently. She said getting away and figuring herself out was best for her. I told her she was just being selfish. When she first left, we were worried something would happen to her and we'd never see her again. She's always been self-centered. I told her she's taking the easy route and letting everyone else handle the difficult parts. If she gets sick, the kids will take care of her. Goes broke? Live with family. Abandon everyone? They'll forgive her. She thinks her siblings and our children will let her live with them the way we let her mom live with us. I'm sure when she visualizes her future, she sees our kids there, but they might not be, and definitely not in the same way they were before. Despite how it might sound, I'm actually really happy with how it all turned out. Our divorce is far from final, but we've agreed on the big things. We'll sell the house, split the retirement and profit from the house, and account for the money she took and what I spent maintaining the household. I got most of what I wanted from the settlement and she'll soon be, mostly, out of my life. I won't have to pay alimony, and because she's choosing to make significantly less money than she was, I won't be forced to support her. That would have been a kick to the teeth. She isn't my responsibility anymore and I won't have to care for her if she does get sick or goes broke. I've even started dating again. I didn't realize a 50-year-old man with grown kids, a good job, and in decent shape would be considered a catch. I'm not fighting women off with a stick, but I've had a lot more interest than I expected. It's been nice meeting new women. I've worked out the numbers and I'll be doing pretty well after everything is settled and I only have to support myself. Not where I wanted to be, 50, getting divorced, and using Reddit as free therapy sessions, but I'm happier now than I've been in a while. I'm even planning a little vacation of my own. P.S. Thank you to everyone that has responded and reached out. It meant a lot. I predict she'll be back when she starts having health problems or runs out of money. It only took her a year to burn through half of your life savings. She'll burn through whatever she gets from the divorce before 5 years are out. I know some actual digital nomads. All of them are highly skilled and some sought after tech field, are famous media personalities, or are sex workers. If your soon-to-be ex-wife isn't any of those, she'll soon be run to ground somewhere. People this selfish can literally not conceive of a world where they are not the main character and everyone drops whatever they're doing to help them. I give her a few months after the divorce is settled and family has dumped her. Once she realizes that she is not the main character, she'll want to go back to OP so she can have her old life back. I have been regularly thinking of you, especially over Christmas. I'm glad that you've got things sorted and are happy. Your ex-wife is selfish and an idiot. At some point, she's going to realize that she's made a huge mistake and lost the people closest to her. I wish you lots of luck with your dating. As someone else has said, please stick to 35+, and I hope you have a very happy and very loving future. A lot of women that age either have young kids or are looking to have kids soon. Nothing wrong with that, but I've already raised my kids. Sir, you're a catch. Just don't date anyone under 30. Cheers to a new life. I just recently got everyone out of the house. I'm not dating anyone that has young kids or wants kids. Not that it would matter if they did, I took care of that a while back. On to the next story. Caught my wife with her co-worker. This past weekend, after a few weeks of speculation and growing suspicion, I discovered my spouse, together for 7 years, married for almost 3, with another man on our indoor camera while checking the feed at work. I drove home and immediately confronted her, only for it to be revealed that they'd been seeing each other in our home and in our bed for at least 5 months. This other person was paraded and peacocked through our house as a kind friend who weeded over for multiple game nights and even once overnight after a party. Naturally, I'm devastated. I'm trying really hard to unpack everything and sort through the answers I've continued to get over the course of these past few days, when we've had long conversations filled with dead air and blank stares at each other. She's all but said that she loves him, and is in love with him, and that she isn't in love with me anymore. I don't really know what to do or say on a daily basis. 1 hour I'm crying, the next I'm angry. It's just so hard. It feels like I got hit by a truck. I can't help but feel like it's all my fault. I'm sorry for the long post, but after reading some of the others, this feels like a really safe space. Any advice or support is graciously welcomed. So now she suddenly doesn't love you anymore? What even is this kind of love? I believe if you genuinely love someone, you never stop loving them. Also, how is it your fault when your spouse did everything? You chose to stay loyal. Where is your fault, brother? I don't see it one bit. Once the anger sets in, you will realize that you deserve better. It's taking time for me also, but what choice do we even have? She says it stems from feeling lonely due to our opposite work schedules. I'm never off on weekends, so we rarely have extended time together. She said she never did this to hurt me or spite me, but also had no plan whatsoever to tell me about the infidelity. I'm convinced she never thought I would find out.